Hey guys, what's up? Cameron here from Team Bacon Strips today with another video, and I've seriously recorded this video about 15 fucking times. Whatever though, let's go ahead and get to this. This video is basically going to be about how to keep track of your stuff in a big scale tournament, medium scale tournament, a tournament in general. And what I mean by I'm targeting the new players and returning players, even though I don't think returning players really need as much help as far as this go, but this is just for new players in general. Alright. So basically, let's just talk about tournament in general here. First of all, when you go to a tournament, and I'm talking about sanctioned tournaments, like, I mean, I guess you could consider a local tournament a sanctioned tournament, but I'm talking about like Konami official tournaments, like a regional or YCS, nationals, whatever. First of all, if this is going to be your first tournament, you don't want to go to a YCS. That's just too big. That's too big for somebody who's like new to going to tournaments. You don't want to go to that. Aim for like a regional or a local. Regionals can get pretty big, but they're like, especially like in the East Coast, they don't really get as big as like YCSs do. Not saying they can't, because they can, but they typically on average don't. So you want to aim for like a regional or a local tournament. Find a local card shop and go to a tournament like that. Now, now that we have that discussed, basically I'm going to try and do my best, and this is just off of like just experience here. What is the best way to keep your stuff organized and prevent it from getting stolen at events? So basically, I mean, if you're going to have to dish out some money to do this, but it's worth it, because, I mean, of all the money you've invested into your cards, why would you not want to invest in a way to keep them safe? So let's go ahead and talk about binders first. Now, the first binder I'm going to pull out is a fairly expensive binder. Not because of the shit in it's expensive, just because the binder itself is expensive. A monster binder. Now, it doesn't have to be a specific brand of binder, but this is just what I use. Now, I use this solely for the purpose of keeping my cards safe. Now, I know a lot of people use it because it's like the in thing in Yu-Gi-Oh!, but these things are these things are durable as hell. Like, it's definitely, I paid $25 for this, but they go anywhere from $30 to $40, which I don't know why, but they do for some fucking reason. I paid $25 for mine. I bought mine at a YCS. And it wasn't used, it was brand new. But they're durable. Like, I mean, look, I'm just sitting here bending the fucking page back. I'm gonna do this shit right here, and the cards they're not even bent at all. Now, I'm not gonna show you what's in my binder, guys, because you'd laugh. I sold my collection at YCS Atlanta. But yeah, so, I mean, this is a good binder, but I mean, you don't have to use one of these binders, so, you know, if you're watching one of those videos where this guy's like, you gotta use this binder, you don't have to. I used this binder for the longest time because I just returned to the game and I didn't have a really, like, nice trade binder, so I used one of these. I used it for almost a year. But, like, you just get you some pages. I got Pokemon cards in here, but you just can get you some pages, and, I mean, plus there's a cool little thing in the front where you can put some cards in it. I mean, but it's easy to keep track of. Same with the monster binder. They're both very easy to keep track of. Now, you don't want to use something like a tin, because, first of all, it's just inconvenient to the person you're trading with. Now, I just keep commons and stuff in here, but like for home uses, this is great for keeping your like commons and stuff organized, but like at an event, these things are very easy to get stolen. I see tins get stolen all the time. Like, it's not even funny. Because they're just so bulky and they're hard to keep track of. And for the common person, you know, they're not really going to keep their eyes on a tin like this all the damn time. So don't put your trade stuff in these tins, and don't bring a tin full of commons. Now, the only reason I would like bring a tin full of commons and stuff is if I was going to sell it at the YCS or the regional. I'm just going to aim for regional here, because some people, they will buy like some vendors will buy like tins just full of commons and supers and just whatever. So, I mean, if you're doing that, yeah, by all means, go ahead. But if you're just looking to just bring trade stuff, no, this is, no. Not even this thing right here. Not even this little Duelist pack collection tin. Yeah, it's small, but it's the same principle. This is even easier to get stolen because it's smaller than the tin. So, I mean, and plus, look, you're going to be having this thing in your bag all day. You're going to be walking around. You're going to be squeezing in between people, and this is what's going to be going on all day. Not as, you know, violent as I was, but it's going to be doing this all day. And at some point, you're going to open this up and your cards are going to be like all just misconstrued, and I don't even think that was the proper word for this situation, but they're going to be just all unorganized and uneven, and no, that word was not the proper word. Fuck it, you know, whatever, I'm American, goddammit. So anyway, It's like, it's kind of like, in a sense, it's rude to the person you're trading with too, because now they're gonna have to search through all these stack of cards. It's just, I just don't do that, because I know it irritates me, and I will, like, and it's not because I'm an asshole, but if I'm trying to trade with somebody and they pull out a 10, I'm just like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not interested in looking through that. So, I mean, it's not because I'm an asshole, it's just because I really don't feel like taking the time to search through all those cards. So, don't use 10s, big no-no. And plus, when they're in your backpack and you're like, sitting down or whatever, and they're just, it's annoying, yeah. Alright, now, let's go talk about deck protection. Obviously, you want to use a deck box. I use a double deck box because, like I said, I'm a very organized person, so I like to have my stuff organized. So, in a deck box like this, because I use like a multiple of 60 cards in my deck in general, my deck is not 60 cards, I'm including my side deck and my extra deck. It's up to 60 cards. You don't have to use one of these. I just use this because I like to be organized and I don't like to have to like search through everything. Now a deck box like this is like 10 to 20 bucks. I paid 10 for that one because it doesn't have like any art on it or anything like that. And you can Google those and buy them off card shop websites and stuff like that, or eBay. But I don't really recommend one of those as far as if you're trying to go the cheap route. Now, I paid $2 for this. It's a Pokemon deck box. Who the hell doesn't want to use it? And it's side loading too. I mean, it's pretty cool. But you can find little cheap deck boxes like this all day. But you need a deck box. And this is why. Because let me put a little scenario in your head here. Alright, well, we got to throw this out of the way. You got your cards right here, alright? This is your deck. I know this isn't like 40 cards, but let's just pretend this is your deck, okay? You don't really have a great way of keeping track of your deck. So, first of all, you're either going to do one of two things, and this is because you don't have a deck box, by the way. You're going to shove it at the bottom of your bag, okay? And then you're going to pile all this other crap in here, alright? Now, like I said, this is what's happening all day as you're walking in between people. This shit right here. Now, keep in mind, your cards are not in a deck box, and they're in the bottom of this bag. So, what's going to happen is, you're going to, A, shit's going to go missing from your deck, because it's all going to be just separated at the bottom of your bag. Or B, it's going to get bent up. And guess what? You just lost money. Because of that. Now, let me put this other scenario in your head. Okay, you're going to put it in your pocket. Keep in mind, you still don't have this deck box. So now your card's in your pocket, you're walking around, all this good stuff. Oh wait, a card fell out of my pocket. Shit, there goes my money. So, I mean, obviously this is when you go to play and you realize the card's missing because it fell out of your pocket. Or they're gonna, get all bent up because they're in your pocket. So, get a deck box. I mean, they'll be selling them at the vendors too. I mean, some of them even give them away for free. Go to Walmart, buy a little Ultra Pro deck box. They're cheap. They're cheap. And as far as like, keeping track of the deck box, just put it in your bag. Don't ever put your deck box in your pocket. Because it's a lot easier to get stolen out of your pocket. Now, I know you're thinking, well, I'm going to feel them going in my pocket. Trust me, people are fucking crafty. You won't feel it. And it's not worth the risk. Just put it in your bag. Now, as far as like keeping everything together as a whole, you want to use a bag. Now, I recommend tie bags. I don't use anything else besides a tie bag. I hate fucking book bags. I fucking hate them. Because they're so bulky. You don't want to like have so much bulk on you. Because I mean, if you have bulk on you, for one thing, somebody who's looking to steal shit, they're gonna go, wow, that guy's got a really big bulky backpack. I'm gonna watch and see what he does with his stuff. And it's really easy to keep your stuff organized in this because it's not big, it's not bulky. And another thing is, like, if I'm going to play, I'll pull out my play stuff, like one of my deck, my play mat, my calculator, all that good stuff, and then I can just put this on my back, so I don't have to like set this on the ground or whatever and just hope somebody doesn't steal it off the ground. But also, I mean, you can still use book bags. I just recommend not using them. But if you are going to be one of the ones that use a book bag, a tip for keeping track of your stuff is, and I did this all the time when I use book bags. Put one of the bag straps over, like, through your leg, and then put the other one through the chair. There's no way in hell they're going to be able to get that out from under you. I mean, you don't even have to go that far. You can just put one of the straps through a chair leg. But as far as keeping track of your stuff, this is the easiest way to do it. Now, another thing I want to recommend is, and you're going to have to do this anyway, you're going to have to buy card sleeves. It's mandatory for when you're playing in a sanctioned event. Now, I know judges don't always say stuff about it, but it is mandatory to have card sleeves. So say you do top, you're going to have card sleeves. But yeah, so I mean, just they sell Ultra Pro, like vendors will sell Ultra Pro sleeves for like $3. It's $3 to $5. You know, they're not very expensive. And Ultra Pros come in 60 count now, so you don't have to worry about buying multiple packs of Ultra Pro. You can also buy Player's Choice, but they're a little more expensive. They're like $7 to $8 a pack. They are also 60 count though. Alright, now as far as like keeping your field organized, and I mean your playing field, a playmat. Buy a playmat. Even one of those little like $1 Gold Series 4 playmats. It doesn't matter what you buy. This playmat right here cost me $20. That's pretty cheap compared to what most playmats go for on the internet. They can go from anywhere to $30 to $100. I see it all the damn time. So you don't have to have some expensive ass playmat. I really like this playmat actually. I think it's a really cool playmat. But you don't have to have some expensive ass playmat. And basically what a playmat does, it prevents your cards from getting scuffed up, it keeps them protected, and it helps everything stay organized. Like this is your playing area. You don't want like to have no playmat and have your deck box, sorry for nudging the camera, have your deck box like end up over here near your opponent's playmat, because A, they're going to steal it, or B, they're going to end up putting it with their stuff by mistake. Or, you know, you might get the good guy and he's like, hey, this is your deck box, dude. But I'm just saying, it keeps everything organized. Another thing, as far as like keeping track of your life points goes, have a notepad on you. I always have a notepad, just because it helps you write everything down to keep track of your opponent's life points and yours. That's another thing when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! You want to keep track of your opponent's life points because you can't, and even though I'm not saying everyone does this, but when you're playing against somebody, you don't want to expect them to keep track of their life points. Don't give them that benefit of the doubt. So keep a notepad. And as far as the calculator goes, I use my phone. I mean, it's, or you can buy a little 99-cent calculator from a grocery store or whatever. And just for, that's pretty much it. That's going to do it for this video, guys. But now, as a courtesy thing, please wear deodorant and cologne or just whatever. I'm not trying to make fun of anyone, but I can't. When people, they go to events and they're smelling real bad, it makes the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community look bad as a whole. Please, just for the love of the game, just please put on deodorant. I don't want to smell you all day, and I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but it's a common courtesy issue. I wear my cologne and my deodorant, so please wear yours. Now, you don't have to go as far as to having Germ-X or whatever. I don't even talk about that, but just as a courtesy thing, please wear deodorant. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this video, and as always guys, thanks for watching.